So yeah, so we're still going to keep it to, that's what I wanted to also go over. So today's the 19th. So if we did one on the 2nd, yeah. So we're going to do one on April 2nd. We're going to skip another week. And then after April 2nd, oh, fuck. That's crazy. Because we do on April 2nd, then we do on April 16th, then we'd have to do, yeah, so we're going to do that. We'll do 2nd, 16th, and then the night, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the 19th and 420. And then we'll skip the rest of April. So I got to find guests for April 2nd and 16th.
What's Dan's, like?
He's here. There he is.
There he is.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'm here. I'm here.
10 minutes. I'm here. You guys are talking. Is he there? What's happening?
I love it.
What's happening?
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. How are you?
Me.
Sorry?
I'm the savage. What is this? You can't. I'm the savage.
Okay, so we're not going on Clubhouse. Relax.
You know my company, my old company or whatever. It's Sauvage.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's been that way for years before people were putting that shit on. I was putting that shit on shirts when you were still wearing diapers.
You're such a fucking mensch. You're like 35 years old.
I wish. Please. We both
How old
wish.
are you?
How old am I? I think I'm 38.
Fucking idiot.
I think I'm 38. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna. I'm gonna do a very, 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 very brief preamble. Just thank everybody for showing up. Give people to come time to come in, and then we have a little mini intro that Mateo will roll, and then I'll bring you in.
Who's coming in? Who comes in here?
No, you will be brought in.
You bring this background just for me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just prepping some other fun stuff here for you too.
We don't fucking mess around, man. I have giveaways tonight. I got fucking stash boxes. I got merch. I got shit to give away, man.
Oh my god.
Am I in the Mike Elkin show? How long is this, by the way? What about I commit
We're gonna
to
keep
here?
it under an hour. No. We're gonna keep it under like 40 minutes, 45 minutes max.
What? Can't even get into anything in that time.
Then we'll go longer. I'm at the mercy of you.
Drop knowledge.
I know. I'm at the mercy of you. I'm super excited for this.
Made notes.
Sorry?
Made notes.
What I want to do is I want you to put, this is what I am going to ask you to do is, Mateo, I want him to put his Twitter in so we can go live off of his Twitter as well.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just exporting this intro thing here.
Oh, please hold.
What are you drinking? Why don't I just retweet your Twitter?
Yeah, for sure. You could do that.
Okay.
That's just easier.
Fuck you, man. What are you drinking?
Scotch.
Fuck. Okay, hold on.
There it is. What's up, man? Sorry, I was just like so zoned out there trying to export like the little intro video that we have. So nice to meet you though, man.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
He's lying.
Yeah. Terrible to meet you.
He doesn't like anybody. He used to be such a socially active person.
It's terrible to meet me.
Frosty glass for Dan. He used to be a nice person, and then COVID ravaged his soul and turned him into a crypto maniac. Dan, were you crypto? Oh, I shouldn't talk now. Like, Mateo, you know what? Just go live.
I don't even. This camera setup's terrible.
For you?
Yeah, terrible. I hate broadcasting from my bedroom. This is like the worst.
Are you at your
Usually have this background. Can I do a background on this? Can you throw me a background?
Yeah. Yep.
I get a background. I want a background. I don't want this.
Oh wait,
believe
no,
you can.
no, I don't think you can do that. No,
I believe you can.
like a fake green screen. Yeah, this should have that, but it doesn't, unfortunately.
Like Zoom has that.
Yeah, like Zoom has it. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Graphics.
Background. Hold on. I think I got a background. Hold on. Oh, Nope, that's a
Oh,
different.
no,
you
it's
just
the
fucked
actual
our background up.
Fucked up your background. Oh shit. Is it this one?
Oh my god, that was the longest minute ever.
That was terrible. How did that? Sorry, I'll stop playing around with things.
That's so funny. I think the stock picture's gone too. Yeah, I don't think they have that like fake green screen thing. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There it is. Are we already live?
Connect Zoom. It says you can
Yeah,
connect
who-
Zoom.
Why did it say live end stream? We're live then. Okay, so end the stream.
I think I started streaming.
Yeah.
I'm on the air. We're on
Honestly,
the air.
just
We're
leave it.
live.
Okay, so
We're
just-
live. I think I
Just leave it. That's right,
Stop.
because Dan. Okay, yo.
turn it all off. Turn it all off.
Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off.
Don't
Don't
give me
turn it off.
access anymore.
Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
We going live? Did we just go live? We already went live.
We're live.
Sorry, guys. We're live.
I think we're live on like Abby Roach's stuff too, eh?
Uh-oh. No. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Uh-oh.
Hold on, I took it off. I'm taking it off.
Ooh. Dark overlord of the.
Okay,
OS.
hold on.
It's
Okay,
off.
wait.
It's off.
It's all off. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a little bit you're joining us. Broadcast already in session.
What's going on?
Okay, so we're just going to keep it. It is what it is. The universe gives us what we do. Welcome to the joint. This is the 5th Toke. We are live for the second time ever. Apparently, this is a work in progress. Please welcome to the show the man, the myth, the legend, Sauvage Holding CEO and President Dan Sachs, also of Sensei Properties, which is a cannabis property company. And I swore we were going to avoid any type of cannabis talk tonight. As you can see the background and the logos, this is crypto talk tonight. This is nothing to do with the plants. Dan, welcome to the show. Good Shabbos. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Pleasure.
How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. We're here. It's going on. I like it. You got a big Bitcoin sign there.
Yeah, that's for you. Yeah.
Lots
Check
of
this one
topics
out.
tonight.
Check this one out. Boom. We're in.
Boom.
We
So
have all the.
what made you want to do a Bitcoin show?
So the idea, the premise of this show is to try and do what every other podcast isn't doing, which is try to differentiate myself every single episode, which is, and get like out of my box, right? I mean, all I ever do is talk about weed. And I'm super enthralled with special effects, man.
Boom.
Special effects.
I'm super enthralled with the whole world of crypto and NFT and everything that's going on. And I secretly have a feeling that like cannabis has an important role to play in this, because the idea of crypto, from again my uneducated mind, is to eliminate the quote unquote modern day banking financial institutions who don't even want the cannabis money to begin with. So if there was ever an industry that could be able to tap into a space where it's like, hey, we'll take all of the money you can throw at us, then it has to do with crypto. So what I'm trying to do here is to maybe bridge the gap and create a conversation around the two without talking too much about cannabis.
I feel like yes, that like is a good thesis. I would say it hasn't proven out yet. Like none of the real use cases, very few of the use cases for cannabis and blockchain have necessarily played out, only because a cryptocurrency is at
Hold on.
Oh,
Fair warning.
scooped
Dan
out.
told me he had shitty internet. Fair warning. Sax told me he was working with shitty internet. He was in a remote Unabomber-esque cabin, and we have evidence of that tonight. We have a horrible freeze.
We're live,
Yeah.
baby. We're live.
We are fucking live. Talking crypto. We're gonna have to banter a lot tonight, Mateo, because again, Dan is in a remote cabin in the woods mining for Bitcoin. This man, he lives in a
That's his mining station.
that is his. He does not sleep. He sleeps on those servers. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I think we can get rid of Dan and wait for him to jump back in. So again, this is gonna be a really fun night tonight. We have lots of giveaways to give to people. Shaker would like us to give a free haircut to Dan when he jumps back in and joins us once again. We'll see if we can do that. So if you're joining us a little bit early tonight, we are 3 minutes early onto the show.
Why don't you talk about the giveaway for a minute?
Yes, we have a bunch of giveaways to give away tonight. We have this amazing stash box that was given to us by BuzzBox. These are amazing handcrafted stash boxes where it's like a lock box, and it comes with a lock-in key, and you put your weed in the box, and it's super custom made.
Is that the one with the
Handmade.
3 jars in there?
Yeah, that's the one with the 3 jars. I have tons of stuff to give away tonight. We have a stash bag, from the
Ooh.
people over at Sundial/Top Leaf. This is also super cool. You put your weed in here.
Is that like a lock on it too?
Yeah, that's a full-on lock.
Nobody's touching my kush.
Nobody's touching my kush. Nobody's touching my weed. I've got another hoodie, another Palmetto hoodie to give out. Superfly.
And we're giving away 3 Bitcoin.
We are not giving away any Bitcoin, and it's good that you said that, because I also want to preface this by saying that we are not financial advisors, and in no way are we giving financial advice. Mateo, it's very important to say that.
100%
Right.
disclaimer.
Yeah.
Did he text you? Where's he at?
I don't know. It's not going to be much of a.
Gone.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the Bitcoin Toke tonight. Dan is MIA. I'm going to see if I can get him on the phone. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Where are you? So we had a really enthralling 7 minutes. We should have saved it. Oh, here he is.
Enthralling, the word of the day, I think.
My internet died trying to get in. Nice.
Just
So
died.
now I guess we should do our preamble. We could do our intro. We could do our full intro. We'll just wait 1 more minute.
Yeah.
So should we actually like end the stream and then go live again?
No. I'd say just leave it.
Right.
Anything new on the board behind you?
Yeah, tons of stuff. Is there actually tons of stuff? No, it was a little bit of a slow week.
But still,
did I show
generally
I don't know if I got the old pal last time we were
I don't know
there.
if you had that one there, but it looks dope.
Okay, hold on. This is torture. You're telling me. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. It's Friday night. It is time for the joint. Welcome. It is March 19th. It is 8 p.m. on the East Coast. We are live. We've been live for about, I'd say about 11 minutes. We had the man, the crypto king, Dan Sachs, who jumped in. He's now texting me because his internet died. You want to go to Clubhouse? This is what he's telling me. So we went live like 11 minutes early, and then we just kept the show rolling. Dan's internet died. He's going to try and jump back in. We want to welcome you. This is the 5th Toke. Last 2 weeks ago, we did an amazing first live episode. We had some amazing people join us, talked a bunch of cannabis talk. Tonight, we are hooked up to electric shocks, and if we mention cannabis, then we get a little bit of a voltage. We're going to attempt to not talk about cannabis tonight. We are going to talk only crypto.
He's back.
You hear me? I can't hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Check your settings.
Check your settings. You can you hear us? Flutter of the heart.
Can't tell it. Can you hear us?
Okay, Mateo, get ready to roll the intro live on tonight's Toke. We feature crypto, NFTs, and Bitcoin with Dan.
Is there audio to go with this?
Roll that intro.
Oh my god.
Stick around. It's going to be lit. Amazing. Look at that.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
I apologize, and I'm afraid my internet may die out another period during this. It's been wonky all day, so I'm really sorry.
But the jokes that we were cracking is that you're in this Unabomber cabin in one room, and the rest of the cabin is a full-on data mining, crypto mine, and you sleep on servers. I know.
I wish. Are you kidding? I'd be so warm. Just the humming. The humming at just those decibels would really that would put me to sleep. I'd hey, little baby.
There you go. No, listen. Now, so technically, it is past 8 o'clock. People have set their timers, and they are tuning in live. So, tell the people what you've been doing for the last year, because I know, and I wanted to make sure to say this. Full transparency and honestly, I'm not pumping your ego or anything, but you've been one of, and I've told you this before, but you've been one of these people that I've like relied on for positive vibes, positive energy, fun stuff on your Instagram stories, and you've helped me in a certain way get through some of these times. So tell the people that are watching where you've been, what you're up to, and what's going on.
Yeah, well, I think like the topic of what's going on today is completely uncorrelated to what's been going on this year in my life. But I've been living up at the cottage and just being low key, cooking and trying to get outdoors when I can, and just working away all day indoors on some different entrepreneurial adventures. In and out of real estate and cannabis and some other things. But I think we're here to talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And so it may seem like that's something I got involved in this year. Obviously, I've been involved in it for a while. And it's more than anything an area of intellectual fascination. I kind of went down the rabbit hole learning about it, maybe 5 years ago now. It's just like one of these areas you kind of go in and it's like, oh, that's kind of like weird. That doesn't make any sense. And then like you spend a little more time and you're like, that's kind of stupid, and it tries to get you into it. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, it's not as though anyone kind of like dives in, they like get it right away, and then eventually you start to learn more about it. You're like, wow, that makes sense. And, and then you kind of like go down the rabbit hole consuming every single piece of information you can get your hands on voraciously for like, months.
Hold on 2 seconds.
It's a common experience that a lot of people kind of go through. Sorry, what?
No. I was just going to check. Mateo, is the audio okay? I was getting a little bit of feedback on my side. I don't know if it was.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. So you were saying in terms of like going down the rabbit hole and being lost.
Yeah. And so, I've been involved in the space a couple of years. It's kind of like the dog years. And so even more so than the cannabis industry at points in the crypto industry, it's felt like it's, a day is like a month. Right. And so there's been so many attacks on it, challenges for it, crises, everything like that, and crazy news developments that have happened over that period. It's like that period is more like 25 years in another market.
So let's and I'm ready to dive in. I'm ready to be that sort of like companion as we try and get educated in such a small like time and space here.
Time.
I mean, window of time.
Yeah.
So I guess like start like with this. If and I don't want to make a translation to COVID and what's going on, but like, do you think that hyperness of like the dog years and the way that crypto has come to fruition is because of the attention it's garnered, because we are in this sort of like blinders
digital age, also like everything's so rushed into this digital like.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a longer period than that, right? Like, so we're looking at like since like the last financial crisis, really,
which is 2008, right?
Nakamoto dropped the white paper during the last financial crisis, right? And like the whole Occupy Wall Street thing, and it was the kind of counterpoint to that. He had solved a technological problem called double spend, but he had solved digital peer-to-peer money. And he's like, here it is, here, whoever it was, because there's a lot of mystery surrounding who Satoshi Nakamoto was, but put it out into the world and is like, hey, here's a money that essentially we can do together, right? And nobody can really get in the middle of those transactions. I could have a transaction with Mike or with Matteo, and no one can really do anything. It is a system that kind of exists outside of that. And the idea, of decentralized systems is a pretty powerful one. I like to use the analogy, if you remember Napster, I'm sure you remember Napster, Mike.
Yeah.
So you had kind of like Napster came around. That was peer-to-peer music sharing, right? But the problem was it was centralized. So you took Sean Parker, who was the guy from like the Social Network and everything like that involved with Facebook, and you threatened him with legal action. You basically killed Napster, right? And then so peer-to-peer, that technology became decentralized. And that was torrents and the Pirate Bay. And so you can arrest Kim.com in the Pirate Bay, but you don't kill the Pirate Bay. BitTorrent becomes this like 1,000-headed hydra, which can regrow all of these heads. And that's really what decentralized technology is about. It's kind of open source peer-to-peer technology that by its nature of being decentralized, it becomes unstoppable. To stop it from existing is to stop the internet from existing and people contributing their time. Bitcoin,
because anyone can access the code. It's all available. Different people contribute to it from all over the world. Different people can mine these things from all over the world. Anyone literally can mine Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these things. And so we, as the people, really create a new system. And so that's a really powerful idea, right? Like that idea is an idea that can change the world. This is a new monetary system where we control the money and, more importantly, the money supply. The money supply is controlled in Bitcoin by a mathematical formula which says that eventually there will be 21 million Bitcoin, and that is all there will ever be. And so, how many Bitcoin are there now?
I think there's around 17 million. I don't know the number. I can tell you.
And I have like, there's like so many questions that if I don't ask, then
yeah, go for it. No,
it's crazy. So I don't understand. So
right now it's 18.658
million. And these
8593, a lot of those have been lost in lost wallets. And so a lot of those are probably never recoverable. Maybe they'll be recoverable one day, but I would assume the supply is significantly less.
And it was this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, that put 21 million Bitcoins into...
No. So that here's how you mine Bitcoin, essentially. And go out and mine Bitcoin. And let's create this new system. And so like he mined some of that himself.
But nobody knows who this person is.
Those funds have never been touched. Okay. So they are out there. It's probably the richest person in the world or richest group of people, but if they have not touched it, they may have died. Who knows what has gone on there? But everyone else just started mining it. And that's how we got to the Bitcoins we have. Like the mining rate declines over time. It was the fastest at the beginning and it goes down over time, but it was worthless back then. You know, like when people are like Bitcoin, and you see in the newspaper, Bitcoin's dead, Bitcoin's died, it's crashed. This has happened
like 2 years ago, it was $1,000 a Bitcoin, right? 2 years ago, it was like $1,000 a Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure. Like more like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. But
okay.
So
question on that note there. So you're saying that they already exist somewhere, but people are just mining for them. So you're saying that like legitimately they already exist. They're not creating them out of this mining. It's they're just
the mining creates them. It mints the coins by solving algorithms, right? So it solves complex mathematical problems. The computers within the block. So it's a ledger, a verifiable public digital ledger that shows which transactions in it. Each block is made up of a number of transactions. I forget what those are, what the number is off the top of my head. But the computers verify the transactions. If you correctly solve the problem within that block time, if you're one of those computers, then you get a fraction of a Bitcoin, right? And so that's how miners make money. They earn Bitcoins. They sell some for cash. They keep some. And that's how they make money. And
so who's listing these Bitcoins?
Between what they earn and their electricity cost and computer cost is basically, their margin. Michael,
you froze. No, you're
froze.
there.
oh, he's good.
I'm here.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh man, this is gonna be so. You know what? I think we have to take a commercial break. No, we have to take a step back because what was good is that I had sent over this thing that we do here on the show, which is these 7-10 topics. And what I was going to do is like, I don't know what I was going to do.
Go
like open call topics. Anyways, but you had said, fuck jumping into your stupid topics and talking about news that nobody's going to understand. Let's take it a step back and go off of some points to begin to educate, which is great. So I'll raise the point that you gave to me. We'll try and keep it like under a minute per topic, and then maybe do like a rapid fire, like guerrilla information session. So Dan, like, what is crypto?
What is crypto?
Yeah,
crypto cryptocurrencies are digital currencies and digital assets, really, which use cryptography. So a type of security in order to secure that. They're really peer-to-peer networks. Peer-to-peer
and that's like Doge,
which are the future infrastructure of the internet and for a lot of things in society.
Crypto is the future for a lot of things in society.
And the future layer of the internet. So it's the next level really above the internet is Web 3.0, and this is all Web 3.0 technologies.
Okay. And crypto has to do with the ledger.
Yeah. So that idea. Napster. Pirate Bay. Right. And so Bitcoin comes out. And this is this new technology. It's blockchain technology. And you know what it is? This is a killer app. This is digital money. Right. And that has the power to change the world. Number of reasons. It continues to rise more than any other asset over like this period, right? It does on average about 200% a year in price growth. And that's really because all the other money is becoming worthless relative to it. It becomes kind of like this black hole. But the power of it is an interesting one from a macroeconomic sense. It has the ability to become this world reserve currency. So this thing of which, like right now, we're on this US dollar standard around the world, right? And we all, are at the mercy of the dollar. But essentially, the ability to have a money which no government on earth can deflate, can print more of, can control themselves, is a very powerful idea from a geopolitical perspective long term. Right now, the China sits on all these US dollars. You think they want to have all their money tied up in US dollars? No. So does
that mean the price you would get to a point where like inflation doesn't exist? So that like
inflation in everything is going on right now. The U.S. printed like $5 trillion last year. It just printed $2 trillion last week. 30% of the money at the end of last year did not exist at the beginning of last year. Why do you think everything is going up in price? It is becoming worthless. They're just printing money. The whole stock market is inflated. It's not real. None of this is real.
So that ties into the whole
printing money out of thin air, trillions of dollars. Where the fuck do you think that's going? Why do you think home prices in Toronto are rising at like 40% in a fucking month? It's just
shout out Sensi Properties.
Shout out. Sponsor.
Okay, so I get it. I'm starting to understand. So the main reason that this matters is because banks continue to depreciate money. Countries continue.
Central banks, right? So central banks. And then there's like the whole Wall Street thing, how fucked up everything is. And that gives rise to something called like DeFi, decentralized finance. It's like, okay, well, fuck that. Let's just build an entire new system, right? And so one part is like, okay, Bitcoin can do that. But the reality is like, as it seems right now, Bitcoin is really just the killer app of blockchain, and that killer app is money and a store of value, right? So it's like a better store of value than gold or stocks or anything like that. It just goes up in more value. And like, can it be money, your everyday currency? Yeah, people are working on that, and like, it's definitely possible. And like, look, I believe Bitcoin is there long term as the best store of value. If it's better store of value than gold, this is like the most valuable thing ever, right?
But nobody's walking around with a brick of gold in their pocket.
Nobody can walk around with a brick of gold. And people are like, brick of gold is a better store of value. It's like, well, fuck you. Do you own a smelting fucking plant in your basement? What the fuck are you going to do with that piece of gold? Like, and good luck measuring that out and fucking doing something with it. So, Bitcoin could be divided by 1 million into Satoshis. Like the ability, it could just be infinitely small. It could be sent around the world in a second. I can send you Bitcoin in the next 5 seconds. Like, and so that thing alone makes it a much better technology. This is just technological innovation, right? And it also has this network effect. And so same way like Facebook and all these things become unstoppable because of network effect, it has this network effect, and it is like a black hole. It has this gravity, and it's just going to suck everything fucking into it. It will continue to just consume it all. So that's Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is really cool. And it's amazing, and there's lots of fantastic things to say about it. It's unstoppable, which is great, right? You basically have to take down the internet to stop it. You can talk about like banning it, but it's peer-to-peer, so I don't really give a fuck, what the government thinks. We can still conduct business, and that's unstoppable as a technology once it's out of the gate. It's secure. You hear about like people losing their Bitcoin,
getting their wallets stolen,
but their wallets get stolen, exchanges get hacked. But Bitcoin itself, the Bitcoin network, is completely secure, right? And that's the important thing to know. There are like weak points along the way, but the network itself is like fully secure. So then, if you think of this as the killer app, it's like, what are these Bitcoin maximalists? Or like, Bitcoin's the only cryptocurrency. It's the only one that matters. It's the only one that'll ever matter. It's the one you could do shit on. That's cool. But like, there was this kid, Vitalik Buterin, and he was like Russian, the son of a Russian immigrant, I think studying in Waterloo, or living in Waterloo. And he became like this dropout, Thiel, a student, whatever, Thiel Grant winner. And he, was the editor of Bitcoin magazine when he was young, when he was like a teenager. And he's just like brilliant. He's like one of the fucking smartest people in the world. It's crazy. You got to check out this guy, Vitalik Buterin.
Oh yeah.
Bring him up, Mateo. Who is it? What's his name?
Vitalik?
Vitalik Buterin.
Vitalik, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like 8, wasn't he like 18 or something when he developed the whole Ethereum? Yeah.
When he created Ethereum. So he and a bunch
of God, he's the creator of Ethereum.
Really him and a bunch of people out of Toronto created Ethereum. right? And Ethereum was like, okay, Bitcoin is great. What we can do is make smart money as an innovation on top of that and layer on these things called smart contracts. The ability to program the money. Let's make programmable money and ways to transfer value. Bitcoin's really just a way to transfer value. It's a way to transfer data and value. Ethereum is a new way to transfer value. And what the idea was to make this world computer, sort of think of it like your phone, or the internet, except you can run apps powered by it on top of it. And that's where it becomes a really powerful idea, is now we can decentralize kind of everything. That's what Ethereum opened up. And so that happened, you know, the last kind of like ICO bubble and all that stuff in like 2017 happens. And that was really kind of like the birth of Ethereum and all the apps that are built on top of it. You know, like let's build a decentralized version of Facebook, a decentralized version of like Netflix. Let's build decentralized versions of Dropboxes. And all of those things have kind of been going on for the past a couple years in their web development and their tech development patterns. And that's now coming to light. And you see NFTs really emerging as a killer app for media. And transferring, really, it's just transferring information. It is a protocol, a type of token that runs on Ethereum, and it basically runs on the Ethereum network. There's other types.
All NFTs run on Ethereum?
Not all, but most, and most of this activity happens on Ethereum. Ethereum is where the new kind of digital online economy is happening. It's all on Ethereum.
So is Ethereum an exchange?
Ethereum is not an exchange. There are centralized exchanges and there are decentralized exchanges. There are exchanges which require no one's permission for you to use them. You can just log on and swap coins with someone else directly on the internet without knowing who that other person is. And it's completely trusted without knowing who the other party is. That's the innovation of cryptocurrency.
Uh-huh. So this is an NFT.
CryptoPunks. So CryptoPunks was the first NFT that came out in 2017 or 2018. I remember when they came out. Yeah, they're like little gifts, little dudes, and little punks, right? And I think there are about 10 or 16,000 of them. They traded for nothing at the time. You could just claim them for free. You pay the gas cost on the Ethereum network, and you could claim them. Now they're selling for millions. Over the past,
oh my god, total sales,
yeah,
$200 million.
Yeah, there's ones that have sold, I think, recently for 5-6 million. The cheapest one you can get into is about 22 ETH. It's about $40-something thousand. And
so this is what you buy.
Yeah, you can also right click and save the picture and you have it, but you don't own the ownership certificate. So if you own the token, you essentially own the digital ownership certificate. It's like, I could have a copy of something, but if you own the original, if I have a photograph of your rookie card, but you have the original rookie card, the real one, yours is worth a shitload of money. Mine is worth nothing. And so that's kind of like the whole idea of tokens, particularly NFTs. What this opens up is a possibility to revolutionize all these different industries for media. So like music is completely broken, as you know. Guys get 1 million plays on their songs. Bands get 1 million plays on their songs. On Spotify, they make like 6 fucking cents, right? Because Spotify is in the middle. It takes everything. Now you have these tokens, are the NFTs, is the ability for like the artist to connect directly with the fans with really no intermediary except maybe some platform that takes a small cut of it. The artist can build in royalties into it such that every time that thing that they sell resells, they get a cut of those profits. You know, so this is really powerful, kind of world-changing technology. You know, the ability to change the art.
Sorry, I was just going to put in a tidbit there. To me, it seems like it's like a way to monetize digital media in a sense, or create digital media as a collectible rather than like a physical item, right? You couldn't do
well,
that
you can
before.
both. You can tie it to both, right? So if you buy my thing at the auction, I will send you the physical painting, right? You can do
Oh,
that
okay.
as
I didn't.
well.
Okay.
So like you can do lots of different things with that technology, and I think you're not going to see what people are going to do for years. This is really the early iterations of this market, NFTs. People had forgot about it until late last fall. It had been, CryptoPunks came out, then there was something called CryptoKitties, and that was one of the first Ethereum DApp games. It was so popular, it crashed the Ethereum network. Not like crashed it, it just overloaded it with traffic. People were trading them like crazy. It was collectibles. And then that market died off for a couple of years, and now it's come back. And it's come back in just like a crazy way. Like the Beeple is this artist. He released this series called Every Days, and they started selling some of them. But he released the first 5,000 days. They sold it at Christie's. It sold for $69 million, which is a great number.
Nuts.
And so like this whole market is just exploding. Artists all the time are thinking about how.
So this is what sold for $69 million.
Yeah, it's actually a collage of all of the different 5,000 days. So he's done a drawing every day for 5,000 days. Without
he's done it. I'm sorry, say that again.
He did a drawing every day, a digital drawing every day for 5,000 days. That is made up of all of those drawings. It's pretty fucking cool. He's now the third highest paid amount for a living artist ever.
I think it works so well.
If Banksy did an NFT.
The thing about Beeple though, he's like the most well-known digital art, not the most well-known, but he's like the top digital artist of all time. I guess that digital artist only been around for like 15 years. So like if it's so perfect for him to be able to hold that title of like is that the highest selling? Is it?
Well, the highest selling digital artist for sure.
Hold on a second.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. And before this,
he was giving the shit away.
$100 was. So did he set out 5,000 days ago and say, no, I was going to do this for NFT or for blockchain?
He just started doing it. He started drawing every day, like that was what he loved. He shared it on the internet. Then he started to commercialize it, and like he made money. He made some like corporate money. He did some like other stuff along the way. And then he started selling these NFTs. Then the NFT market blew up, and he became the most popular artist within that. But like most of the shit he just gives away for free on the internet. He's just posting it on, Instagram or Twitter or whatever and putting it out there. But then he started to sell it, and he started to sell it with he posted on Twitter, but he also posts the ones which come with the certificate, essentially the NFT tokens, right? And that says that this is a authentic 1 of 100. This isn't like someone copied and pasted it. This is the authentic 1 of 100. You own that. And so it's like, okay, I own, this 1 of 100 Renoir.
So I don't understand. So, but okay. So I'm Beeple. I'm at home. I have. So who approaches me? Where am I? Like, hold on. Let me go to my closet and get my 5,000 sketches and let's put them there. They've existed online. Like, how does it get transferred to?
I don't know. I mean, his agent's working with Christie's. Like, this was a huge auction, right? Like, it's I have no fucking.
And who sets the value for that? What it's the value is because everyone
it started
because every one of those 5,000 is in the ledger.
$100,000, and people were like, it's going to go for like 2 or 3 million. I'm like, it's probably going to go for over 50. And it went for 69. Which is the most meme of all numbers, like GIFs is basically like, let's just make memes and art and fucking sell them on the internet, and people are loving it, and they're buying like pictures of dicks and like other shit, cartoon dicks, like, and they're paying like $10,000 for cartoon dicks, but like people want that, they enjoy it, they're having fun with it, and so but more importantly, the technology itself and where we're going to be, like if we're at version 1 or version 2 right now. The version like 4 or 5 of this tech is just going to be crazy, right? Like that's like some sort of decentralized Netflix, or you could have subscriptions where your token that you have, the NFT, basically enables you to have the subscriptions. You can buy works of artists, and that token that you have in your Web3 wallet allows you to have different perks. Maybe you can get into their show as a VIP by having that token in your wallet. So there's a lot of things you can do with it, with that technology. Yeah.
So something that I don't understand either is like I don't have $55,000 lying around to go buy a Bitcoin. Obviously, there has to be some type of like what do they call it?
Don't need to
ETFs,
buy a
right?
Bitcoin. You don't need to buy a Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. So you can
Okay.
buy Bitcoin is 1,000,000 Satoshis. You can buy 1,000 Satoshis.
So who lists Satoshis?
What?
Who lists
Satoshi's
Satoshis?
Bitcoin. It's just it's just like a point. Like if a Bitcoin is 1.0, that's 1,000,000 Satoshis. So if you just look past the decimal, and it's like
So you can buy $10 worth of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And your percentage goes
not
up.
Most efficient because of fees, but yes, you could buy $10 worth of Bitcoin.
So tell the people who are watching who
buy
don't
Bitcoin?
have who don't have $55,000 lying around how to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, of course, anyone can buy Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin with $50, $100.
How?
How? There's a lot of different
How?
ways to buy it. If you're in Canada, simple ways. There's Netcoins is a platform, easy to sign up for, 5 minutes. I'm an advisor to that company. You can go
What is it?
on
Netcoins. Gotcha. Best
Bitcoin.
Canadian crypto. Let's bring it up. Let's give them a shout out. Let's fucking. This is your shit. You're an advisor.
Boom. Big digital assets, publicly listed company.
These guys are?
Yeah. The parent company is. Yeah. That's who I advise.
Okay. Oh, so this is straight up like Wealthsimple.
Yeah, simple. Except no, you custody it. With Wealthsimple, I don't think you custody that Bitcoin. And that's the most important thing. It's important to talk about custody and who owns that Bitcoin. If your Bitcoin is sitting on an exchange, you do not own that Bitcoin. You have to self-custody that Bitcoin in some sort of wallet application using private keys. If you're putting any amount of money over, I would say, $2,000 into Bitcoin, I would pick up a hardware wallet. You can get a Trezor or a Ledger. Those are both great companies. Go buy a Trezor or a Ledger. Buy them only from the company's websites. Don't buy them from anywhere else. Don't buy it on Amazon or any stupid shit like that. And it's the most secure and easy way to store your Bitcoin. It's relatively pretty much unhackable.
Actually, that's a good question there, because with wallets, I always looked at it like the wallet is almost like the bank, because that's where you store your Bitcoin. That's kind of like where you store
it's
your
just
cash.
an interface. It's a secure interface for interacting with the blockchain, right? So like you're not your coin is not in there. It's on the blockchain, right?
Okay,
like these are natively digital assets. It's not in there. Yeah,
it's like a way to access it. Simple as that. It doesn't live there. It's just
holds your private keys, right? So there's public key, which is like, hey, here's my address. You can send me Bitcoin here. Then there's private key, which you never show to anyone, never type on a computer if you don't have to, never store on a computer, write it down on paper, store it somewhere safe. That is your key to unlock and access and authorize that wallet, right? That's your ability to send and receive. If someone has your private key, they can just take your money. So don't give anyone your private key for any fucking reason whatsoever. And public key is just you can send and like, hey, send me some money. And you send someone money using their public key.
That's crazy.
So where's it all going?
Where is it all going?
Yeah.
What is life?
Not only where is it all going, but let's do this. So fast forward a year from now. Where are we a year from now? Give us a brief projection of the cost of Bitcoin. I think today it was trading at what, 55,000?
So here's an easier thing. We're in the bull market, right? We came out of a 3-year bear market after like the last kind of blow up, and Bitcoin tends to be very volatile, as is kind of cryptocurrency in its early iterations. We seem to be entering into this like hyper Bitcoinization thing where you have this institutional adoption where these institutions aren't like buying it to flip it and sell it. They're buying to hold it as a long-term asset. And so like, who knows what happens going forward. But if you were to project past markets as to where we are right now, like the 2017 and the 2013 bull run, Bitcoin ends up in this bull market somewhere between 100 and 500,000, 400,000. So like
in a year from now.
Sometime within this bull market, it could like run up like crazy over the next 3 months. It could run over the next year and a half. Who fucking knows? It's really, but if you trace, and there's a good a thing by Global Macro. These guys did an analysis, and I can send it to you after, and I'll post it on the Twitter or something.
Yeah.
But they looked at like past Bitcoin cycles and what they look like overlaid, and it's great. Yeah, it's an easy 3 to 5x from here would be my guess. And Ethereum, could be like a 5 to 10x. That said, like, this is not any type of financial advice. I am not qualified for that in any capacity. So do not.
Neither is your hair.
Yes, the hair is qualified. Yeah, like I think there's tremendous upside. If you think that like Bitcoin is the money of the future, or even could be the money of the future, something that we're using 10 to 20 years from now, I would say that the thought that you are too late to Bitcoin is just absurd. Too late to Ethereum is just absurd. Like this is like the beginning of the internet. The internet in 2001. So a lot of, in 1999, a lot of the shit may blow up. Bitcoin's going to be around for sure. Ethereum most likely, and a lot of the stuff built on Ethereum, a lot of it will die off and be replaced by new things. But, these are fundamentally changing technologies that, are early. So they're hard to use. It's like easy to buy Bitcoin. It was a lot harder to buy Bitcoin 4 years ago. It's still challenging and technologically challenging, but it will be significantly easier in a couple of years. The ability to use Ethereum and interact with Web3 interfaces is going to be easier in a couple of years. So all these things are early scaling technologies. That, to your question of where this is going to go, if this becomes the next layer of the internet, as a lot of people predict it to be, and people all over the world are building apps and businesses around, then this is like what social media was 10 or 15 years ago, how it will change our lives.
So the price of Ethereum right now is about 2,100, 2,200 Canadian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that price in a year, you expect to be what? If you like, and again, you're not a financial advisor, you don't provide financial advice.
My honest guess is like 10,000, but I could be off by like a factor of 2. And that's the difference between 5,000 and 20,000. Right. So if I had $10,000 right now, it would be good to go buy 5 Ethereum. Hold on. 2x from 5,000 gets you to 10,000. A simple 2x from 10,000 gets you to 20,000. So it's like it moves pretty parabolically, and this bull cycle is yet to move like in that parabolic fashion. We've had like a couple big moves up, but like when it doubles from 100,000, it goes pretty fucking quickly. It could double in a couple days, right? And if you look at what's going on right now, it's interesting. So in 2017, there was a ton of retail money coming in. And it was like everyone and your fucking mother was asking you about Bitcoin. The cab driver was talking about Bitcoin. He was buying Bitcoin and whatever. But none of the institutions, the big companies, the pension funds, none of them really touched it. And that is now changing, and they're buying it, and they're not trading it. They're taking it offline and putting it in hardware wallets and taking it off exchange. And so if you look at like through all this past cycle over the past 2 months, there's been all this noise about Bitcoin's overrun. It's going to die. Is the cycle over? All the shit. Just look at the supply of Bitcoin that is going offline. Millions of coins, like 2 million coins, I think, have dropped in the past month to hardware wallets. This money is not coming back online. This is money that like smart people are holding onto. And the key here is like, there's an expression, hold on for dear life. The best strategy in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency is to hold on to it. Trading it is like, seems great. It's like, yeah, I made like 30%, but you like make 30% one day, you lose 30% the next.
Right, you only lose money on a stock when you sell it.
There you go. You never sell. So just never sell Bitcoin.
BT
Hold on to
there.
it and never sell, and you can never lose. That is the only advice I have.
Okay. So listen, there's not enough time in an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours to dive into this. I want to have a little bit of fun. I want to jump into a couple of topics, a little bit of like rapid fire stuff. I was having so much fun. I love it. I want to go out to dinner. So I'm going to share a couple of topics. We've actually blew through some of the 7-10 topics just probably because you know how to talk a good game. So with that, I just want to get your thoughts on some of these. And I think we'll start with this. Okay. What are your thoughts? And maybe if you can just explain to everybody this headline here. So explain to us who Coinbase is and how in God's name do they have a valuation of $68 billion?
Yeah. So they're valued basically more than like Goldman Sachs. They are the largest American crypto exchange. Simple. They provide other financial products layered on top of that. They are the trusted kind of institutional exchange. There's one or two others like Kraken that are very compliant. There's ones that are less compliant like Binance, which really doesn't give a shit what regulations are, but they're the biggest exchange in the world. This is a global phenomenon. It's not just like what's happening in the US, but these companies are valued more than Goldman Sachs for a reason. They are eating the Goldman Sachses. This is the future of money. This is a black hole, and this is the first kind of major exchange to go public, right? Like this is a big moment for Bitcoin, and this is part of the bull cycle. It's not just like in the crypto markets; it's the ancillary shit too, as you know.
So when does Coinbase IPO?
I think in the next week.
Really?
Yeah. Wish I was talking that shit. That'd be great.
Do not.
It's a good hold, right? Like it's probably overvalued now, but it could be worth a lot in the future. And if you don't want to like take necessarily all your risk in owning Bitcoin, I would say Bitcoin is probably going to outperform Coinbase, but Coinbase is probably not a bad investment either.
But Bitcoin is not an exchange.
Bitcoin is not an exchange.
Right, but Coinbase is an exchange.
Correct.
That houses Bitcoin.
And shovels in
other... Gotcha. What the fuck happened here? This was, I believe, last week. Is he just so rich, Dan, that he just doesn't give a shit about anything?
I mean, he just believes in the power of memes, right? Like, and he's just memeing the world and giving everyone like a good fucking FU hilarious moment. Like it's just jokes, it's jokes.
And what do you know about SpaceX stocks? I heard there's like a dark web of SpaceX stocks.
Stock? I mean, you could probably
not Tesla
in the second market. Yeah, no, I think you could probably buy it in the secondary market of private placements. But there's lots of places to buy second market private companies and overpay, but great company. Amazing. What he's doing with SpaceX is amazing. I love space. Space is incredible.
So just to transition to that, the last one that he was super interesting. And I think
Bitcoin on his balance sheet. Here. Elon Musk bought Bitcoin. Apparently SpaceX now has it on their balance sheet too. And he's memeing and joking about Dogecoin and all these things, and he's releasing NFTs. Look, he's a technologist and he sees the value in this technology, right? And
he's rich enough to not give a fuck and fuck shit up.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this is the future money, then you want to own it.
Right. So in terms of so he bought 1.5 billion, so that's like what, 10,000 Bitcoins or whatever it is. So he just bought 10,000. He bought 1.5 billion dollars worth of Bitcoin that trades at 50 to 70,000.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what they bought it. I think some of it they bought in the 40,000s. But you can look to like the public.
Bitcoin is like Elon Musk is like the futurist. So like it just makes sense for him to just dive into it and
Yeah, and he was late to
understand
the
it.
party, right? Like he was not necessarily early to the party. He said, admittedly, like I didn't get it. You know, I kind of wrote it off and thought it was stupid, and like eventually I got it. And now he's, you know, pretty all in. And that tends to be the way it was. Like I laughed it off when my friends brought it to me, and I thought it was stupid, and I thought they were like talking about really dumb shit, and I told them to fuck off. And you know, everyone's got stories like this.
Yeah.
I had in 2011, I was working for a marketing agency, and we sold a contract for some type of live event, and someone asked if they could pay in Bitcoin. The owner of the company laughed his fucking ass off, and I remember standing beside him going, "The fuck is he gonna? What does he want to pay me with Bitcoin?" And I, to this day, laugh my ass off that guy should have taken the payment. And
Yeah,
like it was like something like, yeah, they wanted to pay like in like $10,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing I want to share before we jump into something else is like where we're headed. You know, where countries are just so scared of the power of the internet and the power of the people and the credit stocks and being able to change financial institutions.
There's nothing they could do. Like, you know, like you can't ban Bitcoin. You can like make it hard to put money in. Nigeria is trying to ban it. And it's not working. It's only increased the use of Bitcoin within the country. Like it's an unstoppable internet technology. I don't know what to say. Like you have to turn off the fucking internet. Can't stop it. It's decentralized. That's the whole thing.
Wild times.
You know, it's like if you ban it in your country, it's still running in other countries.
Right.
I have
it's
a
like
question
they ban
about
gambling in some states. People just go to the other state.
So all the people are looking around. All these governments are devaluing their money, and it's like, okay, you're like, well, my dollars are stable. Bitcoin's so volatile. Well, if you live in Venezuela, your dollar is not stable. You know, if you live in Argentina, your dollar is not stable. And so people around the world are like, this is a better type of money. This is a more stable type of money, and the government doesn't control it, and they can't just print whatever fucking money they want.
Amen.
Which is case in point to what's gone on over the last year. And then that's what, and I don't want to get into much, but these people got their stimulus checks and invested it in the stock market.
Yeah, it happened yesterday, like 2 days ago. They got their stimmy checks and they put it into Bitcoin. And it's great.
Right. Okay, listen, I really appreciate it. With that, we're going to, we didn't even scratch the beginning of the surface. So we'll save that for a dinner for me and you. We can hide all that information. I can bug you where to put some money. With that, we have a topic, a segment that we end with that I usually call the 4x420. And we're going to switch it up a bit because we've done very well to stay off of weed and stay off of the cannabis talk, which is really, really fun for a while. So it's 4 questions that I ask, and you have to give 4 answers in 20 seconds. The clock doesn't actually exist. So we're going to switch it up again.
Each in 20 seconds?
Yeah. So the first question is
4 answers.
Just answer 4 answers. Just answer 4 answers. So the first question, which is if you can invest in 4 stocks, 4 Bitcoin, if you can trade 4 things on the market, what would you trade?
Bitcoin, Ether Capital, which is a Ethereum company based in Toronto. They hold Ether and they do other things. They help launch the Bitcoin ETF. I would also invest in TrueLeave.
Nice.
They are a solid operator. And another one I like is Hut 8. They are a Bitcoin mining company. And mining is important to keeping the Bitcoin network running.
Very cool. What are your 4 favorite places on Earth? They could be your bathroom or they could be Cancun. 4 favorite places on Earth.
Yeah. Revelstoke, BC. Skiing there is amazing. Tokyo is incredible. New York City. And Algonquin Park.
Oh,
nice. You could ask investing advice from 4 people, whether they mentors, whether they're Jamie Dimon. You can ask investing advice from 4 people. Who are they?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I don't really ask people investing advice.
Or not even investing advice, just conversations about
investments or money, fun. Yeah. Wealth conversations.
Wealth conversations. I guess it goes some classic like economists, maybe Adam Smith, Keynes, and then I would probably say what's his name? God.
Vitalik
Buterin, definitely.
Yeah.
His thoughts on crypto economics are just like incredible. Then there's a guy I'm trying to Gray at Blackstone. He's like one of the top real estate investors in the world.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I
do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's boss.
And
he's
then,
basically like the guy who's generated all the fucking returns for that company. They're now the biggest real estate fund in the world. That's my background, like private equity, real estate.
Yeah.
Very passionate about it. Could do a whole show on that. We could do 10 of these shows, each on a different topic.
No, you're done. This is the last thing is
this is the longest 7 hours of my life.
If you'd like to leave, when you leave your legacy, what do you want people to say? 4 things that you could leave in terms of what you've done.
Yeah, I guess hopefully like I was nice to people. I think that's important. That I live by my heart. That I did things for others, and then I challenged myself.
You're a mensch. You've checked a lot of those boxes. I consider you a very close friend. I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I hope for us to. It was funny too, Dan, because I believe it was close to a year ago when we had I was supposed to be in Toronto. We were supposed to be going out for Chinese food. And we had to
postpone. The one you bailed on and rescheduled like 5 different times.
5 times, yeah, because of COVID. So you're my number one rain check. I'll be in town for 420 if it's safe. I know you've taken extra safety measures. All the best to you and your family. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the joint tonight for the 5th Toke, which is Dan Sachs, which is all crypto. We hope we provided some extra added value on where to put some money tonight. I know I'm going to go dump $20,000 up and around Ethereum. Join us. Our next show is going to be April 2nd in 2 weeks from now. That will follow up with a couple other shows. And then we're going to be doing some crazy live shit April 19th. Pre-420 because you're a bunch of stoners and you're probably forgetting 420. And then we're going to be doing a live caravan through Toronto on 420. So again, thank you so much to Dan Sachs. Thanks, Mateo, my LP, my licensed producer. Thanks to everybody watching. Stay tuned for the next show. And with that, we outie.